Hey everybody, it is Friday, February 7th of year 2020, and we've got a limited time series, and I believe this is the last one for the version 8.1. So it is for an older car, 2017 Aston Martin Vantage AMR Pro. So originally this car was presented to us in a special event format called Track to Tarmac, and I do have a playthrough of that special event, so I'll put the link to that playthrough playlist in the description box below, so check it out and see which way you want to go about it, if they ever put that Track to Tarmac event in event archives, because I don't think it's in there yet. But anyway, it wasn't terribly expensive car to win when we went through the special event, but this time around with this limited time series, they are asking us to bring the car's PR up to 68.0, which is pretty high. This car's base PR starts at 51.3, and when it's maxed out, it goes all the way up to 69.4. So 68 is only 1.4 away from fully upgraded. So I believe it will cost some 579 gold to bring the car's PR up to 68. Now, if you get it that high, by the way, the bonus series this car's featured in, Ultimate Vantage, which you will find in expert section of your career, that series, bonus series maximum, or the PR requirement to 100% complete, is 68. So you will be able to complete the bonus series that will unlock upon winning this car. So you can think of it as there being another some 66 gold to be won, so combine it with the 60 here, so you can think of it as there's 126 gold that you might be able to snatch, assuming that you already have the other two Aston Martins featured in Ultimate Vantage series in your garage, which are Vantage N430 and V12 Vantage S. Those are the two other cars that you will need to 100% complete that bonus series, simply because you got the time trial featuring those cars and the showcase event. You know how it goes with the bonus series. But anyway, back to the limited time series we got here. It is going to run through the 17th of February, Monday. So that is if you're residing on the Eastern Hemisphere. For those of us on the western side of the globe, it will be the 16th of February, Sunday. So check your calendar, plan accordingly. So it is, good 10-day event. So time-wise, I feel like we should have enough, considering that you're not trying to run through another event at the same time. Most of the events at this point should be kind of, subsiding. We should be wrapping things up, get ready for the next update, and so on. I think that's where we are with the current version, as most of you guys might have already completed all 5 Formula 1 Grand Prix events. So yeah, alright, so this car, as I was saying, is featured in 2 series. One is the bonus series in expert section, so it's not terribly far into your career either. So, and then the other one is, of course, the exclusive series, which means you have to have this car fully upgraded, and to fully upgrade you're gonna need to spend, oh gosh, another some like 350 more gold, I think. So, and the payout of that exclusive series is 150 gold. So I mean, you have to spend like 350 to get 150 out. That does not seem like a very good investment, does it? So my advice, wait for upgrade discount. It'll come eventually, in the form of like 30% off. So if you get 30% off of like 350, I guess it's still pretty pricey, but at least it's better. You know, makes the 150 that you will be able to recoup seem greater, right? So that is the cost analysis here. So let's actually check in. What do we have here? Aston Martin Vantage AMR Pro Championship. Earn a 2017 Aston Martin Vantage AMR Pro by 100% completing this special limited time series. Yeah, for an expert series car, it's pretty expensive, I think. Containing an absolute beast of a V8 engine, this Vantage more than earns its place in Aston Martin's AMR Pro range. I mean, it's a nice car. I like it, but you know, apparently they know it too. The fire monkeys, they do want you to pay for it. So anyway, here is the breakdown of the 60 gold total reward in 25% completion increment. And considering that this car is, has been in the game for a while, I guess we can check out if any of these, like maybe 25% completion, would be doable without any gold upgrades. I guess we'll see. So let's complete it with the gold right away and get the car loaned to us just for a little bit while we do our quick series overview video here. Right, pretty sharp looking Aston Martin as always. And as I was saying, Ultimate Vantage, you'll find that bonus series in expert section of your, I want to say career, but now it's called road collections. And there's some 66 gold to be had. So alright, so 27 upgrades available, starting with the base PR of 51.3. Let's check and confirm the final PR in Tier 15 Cup, which is going to be at Leipzig Porsche Test Track long on-road road circuit, the 4-lapper, and the PR requirement is 68. So alright, so basically the way you're gonna get the, or cheapest way, if you want to call the 500 some gold cheap, to get the PR up to meet the requirement 68, is to get 5 engine upgrades and 3 on drivetrain and body, and suspension and exhaust you're gonna need to max out at 4 upgrades, and the brakes and tires and wheels 3 upgrades maxed out as well, which will bring your total cost up to, as I said, 579 gold, 60 of which you get back. So they're not being as generous this time around, only giving us 60 back. So net cost is gonna be still 519 gold. That is yeah, that's no joke. My goodness. Oh, so anyway, and of course first tier upgrades are gonna be all one more thing, the actual like R&D wait time is actually not that long. That's, I guess, one saving grace, if you wanna call it that. So anyway, first tier upgrades, the all racing dollars, they're gonna be all 1 hour, so the 70,000 ish range, right? So if you need to keep track of the racing dollars, perhaps this car ain't for you. I don't know how much gold you might have in the bank if you're running short in racing dollars in your bank. That might mean you need to farm more, you need to play more, race more, and earn more, level up, do what you gotta do, because pouring in some 580 gold into a single car that isn't really going to pay out much, I don't know if it's ever worth it. So anyway, first tier round upgrades are all racing dollars, and we're going from 51.3 up to 56 even. All right, so that's like what, about 4.7, right? 4.7 PR point boost. And let's see, I think the second tier upgrades are all gold on this car. Yeah, 48 for engine, 46 for drivetrain, 36 for body, and 42 for suspension, 42 for exhaust as well, and brakes 32, and tires and wheels 38. So that is, gosh, how much, what does the total add up to be? 284 gold for the tier 2 upgrades. But before we do that, let's check on something. Let's check into tier 4. See what the PR requirement to get through tier 4 is gonna be, because that is of course worth 6 gold, 75% completion, 25% completion. Why did I say that? I'm looking at 57.2. I saw number 7 apparently. Yeah, 57.2 obviously is higher than 56. So no gold, no free gold in this limited time series, unfortunately. We're gonna have to, if you're in it to win it. So yeah, expensive. Here, let me punch in that number here. 56 for the tier 1 upgrade total. And now let's pour some gold in here. And then of course it does unlock the tier 3 upgrade, which are all entirely racing dollars. As you can see, 4-hour R&D time on those. So as I said, the wait on these upgrades aren't terribly long, but they're just super expensive, I feel like. Or are they expensive? I feel like they're expensive when you add them up. 500 something, you know what I mean? So anyway, the tier 2 upgrade total, the gold upgrades, brings the PR up to 60.7. So that is another 4.7 PR point boost for the tier 2 upgrades here. And then let's get the tier 3 racing dollar upgrades, the 4-hour R&D time on these. And now they're going into six-figure numbers. Are they going to be all in 6-figure numbers? I guess once we get to brakes, we'll find out. Yeah. So, and tires and wheels, right? So get those done for 70 gold, and that brings our PR up to 65.4. all right, so that is another exactly 4.7 PR point boost. And yeah, here's where things get really pricey, right? So we remember we need to bring the PR up to 68, and there's some dead-end upgrades here, like the drivetrain. Actually, everything except for the engine is going to be a dead-end upgrade. Like drivetrain has only one left. Suspension, exhaust, both have only one left. So, of course, drivetrain is the more expensive one of the 3 dead-end upgrades here. So that's where we make the decision to skip the drivetrain last tier upgrade, which is 100 gold. It's not that much off, but if you look at it, the others are 95 and 90, while the drivetrain is 100. So obviously the cheaper way to go is skip the drivetrain. Now engine, I haven't talked about it yet because it is more expensive, 110, but the benefit of engine upgrade is it does unlock the racing dollar upgrade afterwards and brings the PR up to 66.7, as you can see here. So Yeah, the last upgrade is 250, I know. So that brings the PR up to 66.7, and if we add another 95 for suspension, brings the PR up to 67.3, and then you can go with the exhaust or drivetrain. Drivetrain, as you can see, is a little bit of an overkill. We don't need that, so we go with another 90 gold for exhaust. Brings the PR exactly up to 68. So as I was saying, you'll need 5 upgrades on engine, 3 on drivetrain, and everything else essentially maxed out. And the total cost of that is gonna be, as I was saying earlier, 579 gold. And if you need to know racing dollar upgrade, remember that last engine racing dollar upgrade was 12-hour R&D time, so total time for upgrades, if you combine them, would be 17 hours at the cost of 1,905,900,000 racing dollars. Right, so that is how much it's gonna cost. And as I said, if you complete the bonus series, you'll get another 66 back, so that's something, you know. And as I said, the car is worth how much? 550 gold. So if you are on a path of completing your garage, a full garage, then obviously limited time series is a good way to pick up a car with a lot of upgrades already on board to complete the bonus series that the car is featured in. By the way, this is the only car that has high enough PR to complete the Ultimate Vantage bonus series. So if you try to run with the other cars, you'll never get to the 100% if you're pursuing that goal as well. And yes, as you can see, there is an exclusive series which pays out 150 gold. Anyway, that's that for upgrades and the cost. Let's talk about the series itself. Starting with tier 1, we got speed record at Bugatti Circuit, speed snap at Melbourne, and yes, there is it's called a British speed snap, I think is the current team challenge, so that's going on right now. And then there is maybe they mean the British car. As long as you drive a British car, they don't care where you do it. So anyway, and then we got the Cup at Suzuka Grand Prix single lap. Tier 1 should be pretty easy. Tier 2, we got head-to-head at Red Bull Ring National Circuit, so that's going to be a single lap head-to-head. Autocross at Catalunya National. And the Cup for Tier 2 is going to be as Circuit of the Americas Club Circuit, so that's the back end of the back half of the circuit, if you will, the short one. 3 laps, and the PR requirement is 54, so you need those 1-hour upgrades done ASAP to get through Tier 2. Alright, moving on. Tier 3, we got elimination at Silverstone Bridge Grand Prix. It's an elimination, so, you know, you have to run for 2 minutes and 20 or 40 seconds or something like that. And then we got Hunter at Formula E Berlin Circuit, so that's a lap. And Cup at Hockenheim National, 2 laps, and the PR requirement here is going to be 55.9. Alright, so yeah, I feel like by the time you get to Tier 3, your car would most likely be, I mean, at least once you complete the Tier 3, I think your car will be in critical condition. We got Endurance at Spa, Drag Race at the Brickyard. Drag races hasn't been too tricky in recent limited time series renditions, so hopefully it'll stay the same where you can run through it in critical condition, because most likely you're gonna need by this point, hopefully you have more than 7 upgrades. You got some gold upgrades, those tier 2 upgrades done, because that without it you're not going to be able to get through this stage, this tier anyway. And then of course we got the Cup at the Dynamic Circuit of Porsche Test Track. It was 3 lapper, as we looked at it earlier, with a PR requirement of 57.2. Yeah, they're not even keeping it close to the 7 upgrade racing dollar PR in this one. Alright, so tier 5, we got autocross at Brands Hatch. That's the beginning half of the circuit. I'd assume with this car, if you trained your bots properly, I'd assume take about somewhere around, target might be in 35-second range, maybe, I don't know. And then we got speed record at Daytona in red, in critical condition. That's always a troublemaker. So if you got enough upgrades, once again, there might be way to get around, possibly. The fact that it's fairly early on, tier 5, you know, the target might not be as high, but the Daytona speed record can be sometimes not doable unless you have your car serviced. So yeah, tier 5, we might need to service the car. That's what I'm trying to say. Anyway, then we got Cup at Mazda Raceway, 3-lap Cup with the PR requirement of 58.3. Moving on, tier 6, we got Hunter at Dubai Hill, so that's a short lap, and elimination at Mount Panorama. That's right, it's elimination. And then we got Cup at Nürburgring Grand Prix, 2 laps, PR requirement 59.3. Alright, tier 7, we got head-to-head at Monza Road Course, single lap, autocross at Red Bull Ring National. Then we have, what did we have at oh, I guess we had a head-to-head, not autocross. Feel like we had the autocross at Red Bull Ring. Never mind. So we have autocross at Red Bull Ring National Circuit, and the Cup for tier 7 is going to be at Suzuka East. Pretty short circuit. The high lap count, 5 laps, and the PR requirement is 60.3. Moving on to tier 8, we got another speed snap. It's going to be at Le Mans 24-hour circuit, and endurance at Nürburgring Sprint Circuit. So depending on how you've been training your bots, your distance might vary. And the Cup is going to be at Catalunya Club, so that's a pretty short circuit. 6 laps with the PR requirement of 61.3. Alright, so that's the 50%. That was the 50% completion tier. And moving on to tier 9, we got speed record at Circuit of the Americas Grand Prix, so that is a full lap. And then we got head-to-head at Hockenheim Grand Prix, so that's another full lap. Right, and then Cup is going to be at Silverstone International, so that's going to be a medium-sized circuit. We got 4 laps with the PR requirement 62.2. Alright, so speed snap, by the way, at tier 8. Can you get through that in critical condition? That's questionable also. Yeah, so will this car require us to service the car more than twice? Oh man. Anyway, moving on to tier 10, we got elimination at Monza Junior Course, Hunter at the Brickyard Road Course, and the Cup for tier 10 is going to be at Dubai Club Circuit. That's a fun circuit. 5 laps with the PR requirement of 63.1. Right, so that is the where you need those tier 3 upgrades done, isn't it? Tier 11, we got autocross at Daytona Motorcycle Course, and unlike speed snap or speed record, autocross I believe is definitely doable even when your car is in critical condition at Daytona. And then endurance at Porsche Test Track Short Road Circuit. You know, that is the infinite race, but I don't know if you want to use this car for that purpose. It's not as fast. But yeah, any endurance, I think, at Porsche Test Track Short Road Circuit can be an infinite circuit if you just cut across the Centauri, the last corner, you know what I mean? So, and then, anyway, yeah, don't bother with this series. Find another series with a faster car. That'll be a better use of your time. Anyway, the Cup at Brands Hatch, 7 laps. Of course, pretty short circuit. 64.1 is the PR requirement for that. And then we got the Tier 12, 75% completion tier. We got speed record at Melbourne. Head-to-head at Mazda Raceway, full lap there. And then Cup is at Berlin. Oh, come back. 5 laps. PR requirement is 65. Alright. And then Tier 13, we got Speed Snap at Spa, Autocross at Mount Panorama. And the Cup is going to be at Circuit of the Americas National Circuit, 4 laps with the PR requirement of 66. Right. I don't think any of these require you to necessarily service the car. Tier 14, we got Hunter at Nürburgring Sprint Circuit, so that's a lap. Elimination at the 24-hour circuit, so that's about half a lap. And the Cup at Catalunya National, 5 laps, and the PR requirement 67. So we're going up by a whole point near the end here. And then final tier, we got Drag Race at Monza Road Course. So considering it's the final tier, maybe we might need to service the car. That would be 3rd occasion that we have to service the car, isn't it? Possibly. We'll see. With a PR 68, maybe it's high enough that we can still win. I don't know. Drag races are always kind of a flip of a coin, you know what I mean? I'm gonna say we don't need to service the car. We'll see. And then, anyway, we got Speed Snap at Dubai National. Yeah, I don't think Dubai National Speed Snap usually require you to service the car. I don't know. I might end up eating my words, but we'll think about that when we come to this point. And then the final Cup, of course, is the long on-road circuit at the Porsche Test Track Leipzig circuit with the 4 laps. And the final PR requirement of 68. So there you go. So is this car worth going through and winning? Honestly, if you're more casual racer, then pouring in some 500 gold into any single car is stiff to begin with. I mean, that's a steep cost to invest into a single car. And payout, as in what you get in return, isn't really worthwhile. I don't think so. For casual racers, I don't think this limited time series is for you. For those who are more into 100% completing your garage, obviously if you want 100% complete your garage, you're gonna have to get it. So of course, limited time series is an easy way to pick it up. You know, it's easier than your limited the special event format typically. But I mean, we don't know when, if and when we'll ever have a chance to run track to tarmac special event. So, you know, if you are in a hurry to get it done, then obviously you'll have to run through this one and eat the cost, right? So, and for those of us who's been playing this for a while, and if you already got the car fully upgraded, then well, what are you waiting for? Go earn that 60 gold. That's free 60 gold. But if you're like me, who hasn't upgraded this car all that much, because you won it with the minimal upgrade, and now you're at a moment to make a decision, well, any of you guys that's been following my channel, you guys probably noticed that I've been frantically uploading, well, that's frantic in my standard, my playthrough videos that I've been doing of Ultimate Vantage series, because I was like, hey, they both share the same PR requirement to 100% complete. So let me, while I have some time, make some progress in the bonus series, and then it'll be more easier for me to justify pouring in the cost of upgrade on this car, because then I'll be completing 2 series and get 126 gold in return. I still have to spend a lot because I don't really have that many upgrades on my Vantage AMR Pro, but at least, you know, I'm closer to recouping the cost from 2 series as opposed to just the 1. So yeah, so those would be some different scenarios. So hopefully you find what you came to look for. Alright, so thanks for watching, and yeah, I'll see you guys in the next video where I actually try to make some progress through this limited time series in the next video coming up. So stay tuned, and we'll see you guys in the next video. Take care, guys.